So, you want to main Wukong? Well, allow me to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Mr. Nalicious. I've been a Wukong main since Season 3 and have around 3,000 games played as him. Now you're probably wondering, well, you're Gold 1, what could you possibly know? Well, for starters, I've basically abandoned playing on my main account the same way my parents abandoned me when they found out I was a Wukong main. Lately, I've been playing on my Smurf. If you notice from my streams or from my recent YouTube videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, let me explain to you why you should main Wukong. So, before we get into details about Wukong and his abilities, let's get to know a little bit more about Wukong himself. Wukong is a Vastayan trickster who uses his strength. Ah, yes, his strength. As we all know, Wukong has the highest AD ratios of any champion in the game. I'm telling you right here, Wukong, best AD ratios on all his abilities. Like, through the roof. This guy makes Veigar's burst look like child's play. Am I right? Yes. Agility. Oh man, Wukong. Oh, this guy just flies around the map. It's almost as if he rides a cloud to everywhere he goes to. A cloud. Who would have thought? I mean, I never see it. I never see him on a cloud, but I mean, I guess you should probably, right? And intelligence. Ah, yes, Wukong players. One of the smartest players in League of Legends, man. They make Faker look average. I'm telling you, Wukong, whoo, players intelligence just it's just to the roof, guys. It's just to the roof. 10 out of 10, 900 IQ to confuse his opponents and gain the upper hand. Oh man, yep. Confuse his opponents, gain the upper hand. Tough man. I mean, it don't matter. It doesn't matter that I give first blood every single time to the enemy top laner, but at some point I will confuse them and I will get the upper hand. I may be 1 in 5, 1 in 7, you know 0 in 20, but at some point I will kill them. I probably did 5% of the damage. I just went invisible. You know, saw someone low and just took the kill for myself. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the upper hand somehow. After finding a lifelong friend in the warrior known as Master Yi players. Another group of players who are just amazing at this game, man. Yi takes so much skill to play. I swear, pressing that Q, you know, shoot, it ain't easy. I tell you, it ain't easy pressing that Q. Wukong became the last student of the ancient martial arts known as Wuju. Wuju style. Armed with an enchanted staff. Dude, his staff, that thing grows like, maybe like what, like freaking 2 feet? Oh man, trust me, I mean, 2 feet. You can probably match the attack range of, I don't know. Let's think of someone. Xin Zhao, maybe, 2 inches. It's something, I guess. Wukong seeks to prevent Ionia from falling to ruin with Ionians. Monkey Kong, Wukong, yep, Wuju style, Wukong's greatest, yeah, Wukong, Yi players, bombs, God knows that hurts. Keen Eye saw, Yi and Wukong wild out. Alright, so basically Wukong, strong, fast, intelligent, knows Wuju style. That's all you need to know. Now that we've gotten to know Wukong, let's go over his abilities. Starting with his Q.
Aren't you forgetting about his passive?
He doesn't have a passive.
Yeah, he has a passive actually.
Look, buddy, Wukong does not have a passive. I'm telling you, he has no passive. He is the only champion in the game without
No,
a
I'm
passive.
pretty sure his passive is called.
Alright, someone's getting their bow whooped. Hey, don't you run away from me! I'll freaking kill you! So, I've just been informed that Wukong has a passive known as Stone Skin. Wukong gains 4 to 6 to 8 bonus armor and magic resistance for each visible enemy champion nearby. Hey, it, this this passive, I can't. This passive is the worst passive in the game. I have never seen a more outdated passive than Wukong's passive. His passive was literally a season 3 rune. Okay? There was a rune in season 3 or season 4 that gave the exact same thing as Wukong's passive did, okay? Seriously. 4 armor? What is 4 armor gonna do to me in lane? 4 magic resist? Oh, hey, watch out, world! This guy got 4 armor! Oh, shoot, he's about to take 10 damage less from an ability. Oh, or maybe 5 damage less from an auto attack. Oh, man, broken. Broken. I tell you what, you know what? Most broken passive? Right here. But what, but if he groups up, you put 8 times 5. 8 times 5. It's useless. Wukong has an awful lane. He can't do anything. 4 armor, for the most part, Wukong has no passive. Wukong has no passive. Irelia's old passive used to give you tenacity based off how many champions were near you. I would take that. I would take that over 4 armor in lane. 4 armor does nothing. No Wukong player is ever going to tell you his passive is useful. Wukong's passive does not exist. It is the worst passive in the game. I will take any other champion's passive. I will take any passive. I will take Orin's passive. That does nothing in lane either. But at least later on, I can use it to help my teammates. At least I'll benefit someone. Please. Wukong's passive is garbage. I cannot say it's a good passive because it is not. If I say it's good, I'm lying to you, and I can't bring myself to lie to you guys. I mean, I can, but I can't bring myself to say this is a good passive. It's an awful passive. Right, where were you thinking? It's outdated, and most useless passive ever. Seriously, Stone Skin, Malphite's passive makes more sense. Malphite's passive makes more sense on Wukong. Stone Skin, oh look at that. So, when I don't attack, or haven't been attacked, I gain a Stone Skin. Something like Malphite. Oh, what? Who would have thought? But no, I get 4 armor, or magic resist, in lane. I I obviously won lane because of this broken passive. Okay, now let's talk about Wukong's first ability. Crushing Blow. Wukong's next basic attack within 5 seconds gains 125 bonus range. Remember, I told you? Staff increase 2 feet. Deals bonus physical damage and reduces his target's armor for 3 whole seconds, guys. 3 whole seconds. Now, you may be wondering, how much damage does this do? Well, I mean, we're about to see, because it does a pretty good amount.
No, 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 no.
Now that you know how strong his first ability is, let's talk about his second ability, Decoy. This ability is basically what separates a good Wukong player from an amazing Wukong player. Wukong is pushed 100 units away, so a lot of good Wukong players will use this not just to go invisible, but to catch a gap when you're chasing someone and they need that extra auto attack or they want to dash to them. Pressing W will actually, push you closer and it'll allow you to get in that extra auto attack. Enter invisibility for 1.5 seconds and leaving behind a decoy of himself. The decoy. The thing everyone Wukong's known for, his decoy. How you use it and when to use it. Most of the time, the enemy will not fall for it. Trust me, they will not fall for it. God knows they won't fall for it. But if they do, it's a good feeling. After 1.5 seconds, the decoy performs a circular attack around itself for 0.5 seconds, dealing magic damage to all nearby enemies before disappearing. Yep. I mean, sure, you don't max it first, but that extra 70 damage, I mean, it is good. I mean, I don't see why it couldn't have been, physical, because, that would have helped you, wave clearing, because Wukong's wave clear is amazing. But yeah, decoy, great ability. It's not like a champion has a better version of it. That's a gecko. It also goes invisible, and the decoy moves as well. But it's a great ability. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Nimbus Strike, his third ability. Wukong dashes on a cloud. Hey, a cloud. So he does have one. to the target enemy and sends out images to attack up to 2 additional enemies near the primary target, dealing physical damage to each enemy struck. Upon hitting his target, Wukong gains bonus attack speed for 4 seconds. Because, I mean, of all champions, Wukong, we all know Wukong loves to auto attack. I mean, this guy is just pure auto attack. Auto attack, his Q is an auto attack reset. He auto attacks, auto attacks, auto attacks. That's all he does. He auto attacks. I mean, it's not like there's any other reason for why Wukong would need attack speed, right? I mean, that's great for him, you know. That's great. Attack speed on Wukong, because that's exactly what he needs. Attack speed.
Well, actually, the attack speed helps him clear the jungle quicker.
Jesus Christ, who let you out of your cage? Was it Bill? I swear to God it was Bill. Okay, fine. The attack speed helps him clear the jungle, but Wukong's not a good jungler. I get it, he's not the worst, but there are so many better choices. Honestly, I'd rather play him mid. I'd rather just play him top than play him jungle, okay? He has no sustain, he has mana issues, and his wave clear is not great. Plus, he can't even get off a good gank until level 6. Sure, he can maybe pull off a gank with his W if the enemy is dumb enough, but if the person that's in lane does not have any sort of CC, there's nothing you can do. You're basically depending on having red buff to get a kill, or if the enemy is low enough. For the most part, I don't recommend Wukong jungle. I never enjoyed playing him jungle, you know, that's my opinion. Feel free to play him. Jungle, mid, top, support, ADC, go ahead. But the attack speed is kind of an unnecessary thing to have on Wukong. Like, there are so many better stuff he could have. I get it, it's outdated. Shoot me. Alright, Wukong's final and best ability. Wukong spins his staff around for up to 4 seconds and becomes pacified. Basically, pacified means once he casts his ultimate, there's nothing that can stop it. He also gains 5 to 40% movement speed based on time active. Additionally, it will knock up enemies for a brief second. Wukong's ultimate is, I'm pretty sure it has the highest scaling AD ratio of any champion in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, because 110%, that's crazy. It used to be higher, but it got nerfed sadly. Why did it get nerfed? Well, it turns out in Season 3, people were playing Wukong in the LCS. They were playing him mid. And you know how Riot is, if a champion is being played by pros a lot, bust out the nerf hammer. Because that's how it goes with every champion. Now, let me show you how good his ultimate actually is. Well, alright, so there you go. Wukong, you know, great champion. You should pick him up, main him, and you know, you'll most likely get placed in silver. Yep, silver, because that's the only elo he does good in. So, yeah, guys, Wukong. He's great the way he is. Sure doesn't need a rework or some buffs. Sure doesn't need some buffs.